This one's for WWE champions. Pay to win like every day, yeah.
I don't play mobile games.
Funny how they still think I'm a broke man.
Then I'm broke.
Even though I be pulling Hogan's. I spent like 40 grand on a couple thousand pictures of some sweaty men.
Some idiot named DSP who's a total piece of shit, by the way. I like to get that on YouTube.
But when it comes to tips, I manually do it. And primarily this is because many years ago, my trolls, as usual, reached out to basically every service under the sun, right? And gave them a portfolio of the worst moments of DSP. This is who you're working with, right? And what they would do is take everything out of context, take bad jokes that I did, like, no exaggeration, 14 years ago, acting like I did them today, and basically saying, look at this horrible person. And so at that time, pretty much tons of these companies closed my accounts and closed my ability to do things like everyone else does. So they closed my Teespring store. I got kicked out of the Twitch partnership program. And the animation service that I was using years ago to get automation for things like tips basically said, oh, well, we're not going to allow you to do the automation for tips anymore. We don't want to be a payment processor for your tips anymore. Okay? Now, the funny part was, again, these companies had been doing business with me for tons of time. They knew who I was in my past and that I had done very risque, you know, cringeworthy commentary in the past. They just didn't care until the dawn of cancel culture. And then all of a sudden, everyone somehow gets canceled for things they did 13, 14, 15 years ago. And all of a sudden, they can't deal with me anymore, right? So, basically, I manually do everything now. So that way, there's no way that I can get kicked out of a service. Like, there are other services that I could be using that automate. But what's the point if at any moment these services are so wishy-washy and just stupidly giving in to internet hate, right? That if a few of my haters contact them about, again, things I did a long time ago, they'll just get me kicked out of using those services. So rather than even bothering with it, I manually do all my animations when it comes to tips and stuff like that. And some people have said, well, why don't you have automation? This is why. When you have automation, you lend yourself open to issues. For example, what now if I had text on the screen of what people put into a message? They could literally do things to game the system and say things that are racist, sexist. They could dox. They could do all kinds of fucked up stuff, and it would pop up on my screen because it's automated. So that's why I control it all. And the truth is, it works well. I still have absolutely no problems whatsoever when it comes to support, and people seem to like the animations. They have to wait a few minutes for me usually to read them out and pop them up. But the truth is, being the level of streamer that I am, I like to give that personal touch and a personal thank you for every contribution I get. Because I do it manually, it allows me to have control over everything and do a shout out. If everything was automated, chances are I would miss things all the time. Okay? So I'm glad actually that that we actually are able to have control and enjoyment. Okay? So why am I bringing this up? Last night, I turned on my Street Fighter 6 stream with Zangy, which by the way we'll talk about in a moment because it went really well. And we're about to start playing, and I get some contributions. And I go to play my animations for tips. They're not there. What the hell? Where are my tip animations? And I'm looking at the menu, and I'm clicking all over. They're not there anymore. The YouTube animations are still there, meaning super chats, memberships, those are there. But somehow, all of my tip animations have been deleted. And I'm like, what just happened? You know, that's work to set that up. It takes a while. You got to set up the text. You got to set up the animation. Everything there takes a bit. And it's frustrating. Where did it go? So then I went to my other channels, not just DSP Gaming, but, you know, my other YouTube channels. It's gone there too. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? What happens is they recently updated their animations site. And basically when they updated it, it's a whole new menu now. And I had to basically kind of resort it and everything to get it to work. The animation stuck, but I had to kind of reorganize it. So, you know, I'm looking at it, I'm like, are you kidding me? Did they delete tip animations? Did they make it now that you just have a generic tip animation and you can't have a custom one? And I'm looking everywhere and I can't find anything about it. No one knows anything about it. There's no update about this. It's just gone. So basically I'm like, well, I guess guys, sadly we can't have animations tonight for the Street Fighter stream. And then guess what? We had one of the most supported Street Fighter streams I've ever done. We exceeded the full tier 3 tip skulls. So I guess it's not about the animations, which is nice to know. It's nice to know that people don't donate because they want to see a stupid animation, but I like playing them regardless. Like I said, it's a nice celebration when these come in. But man, it was great to have that level of support on a Street Fighter 6 night stream. Let me tell you, I was surprised, okay? So anyway, after the stream ends, I upload my Street Fighter footage. I'm like, well, now I got to spend all this time redoing animations, which I did. I sat there redesigning the animations from scratch. I actually made it now so each animation has a different colored text. I changed the text in the animations. And I reset all of the animations. So just to show you some minor improvements, for example, I added new text to the animations. You'll see here. This is just a test. This is not real. But see, supporter just tipped $20. It's over. And I colored the text differently for each level of tip animation. And I added some custom text for most of these now. Okay? So that's neat. It's good to have customized stuff, right? So it took me about over half an hour to reset all those up. Okay? And then I said, well, this is good, but do I really have to do this for all 3 channels? So I go over and I hit refresh. And all of the tip animations are back. It was a glitch. It was a glitch with the site. It wasn't that they had purposefully deleted anything. It wasn't that they were changing anything. There was some kind of a coding glitch. And it only lasted a few hours, and then they fixed it. So after my Street Fighter stream last night, I spent over a half an hour redesigning and setting up these animations again for no reason. And I was stuck in here again nearly till around 11 p.m. Of course, I go downstairs. My wife's like, why were you stuck up there again tonight? Because it sucks. Every night there's something. But there's a corrupted video. So now I have to rip that video out of the archive stream, and that takes extra time. Or it's React night, so I have to do the React playlist for the next day, or whatever. Every day I get stuck up here. You know, you would think, oh, Phil goes offline around 9:30. He's probably done within a few minutes. No, I'm stuck up here doing shit every night. It's very frustrating because I just want to spend time with my wife, you know? Anyway, so that's stupid, but I thought I would tell you the story. So if you're wondering, all the animations exist. They all work fine. I'm going to use the new ones. I set up the new ones with the new colored text and everything, so there's no reason to not use the new ones. It's just incredibly frustrating that I set up the new ones just for it to essentially be a moot point. I didn't need to do that, right? I'm going to test this one again. I'm trying to find a color text that stands out. This color text, this purple, doesn't really stand out. It's hard to see, right? So I mean, like, I wanted to get like custom colors that popped, but it seems like a lot of these colors are too dark. What about like super bright? Still kind of hard to read. See that? Like over the corner? It's only good to read on certain colors in the background. Shit. Maybe I'll just do pure red then for Bison. Try this. Hey, even that's hard to read too. Shit. That's hard to read too. Right? Like, ugh. That's the problem. I'm trying to find like the perfect balance of color. I don't have a green. Maybe I could do like a neon green. Ugh. I can't find a good one. Yellow works, but you don't want yellow for like every single one. I already have yellow for one. So I didn't want to do yellow for like every one. I wanted like variety. But it's just too hard to read that pink, right? Like I can't read it. All right, I guess we'll do yellow. The yellow mostly stands out. All right, we'll keep that. We'll keep that for now. The green, I got green for Blanca. I got orange for Zangief. I've got blue for Chun-Li. No, I got blue for Honda. I think I have like light blue for Chun-Li and dark blue for Honda. And you could read them pretty well. Well, whatever. Anyway,